is your traditional Savannah parking meter, but they're slowly being replaced by these modern digital pay boxes. The price of parking is more expensive, but at least paying is a little bit more convenient. In just 2 weeks, school will begin again for the students at Savannah State University. And the president of the school has been receiving a lot of controversy lately due to crime on campus. Everyone's waiting to see exactly how she will respond. This is Patrick. He runs one of the mini bike taxis here in Savannah. Tourism is a big deal in the city, but there are other industries that bring in even more money. Many of the students at Savannah State University can recall one too many shootings that have occurred on campus. Enough is enough, and that was the reason behind last night's protests. The events begin with a news conference. Organizers talk about their frustration with current gun laws and the seeming inaction of Savannah State University's administration.
We need to figure out how we can lock down and control who can come on this campus. No matter how forceful and actively engaged our administration is, no matter how engaged our student body is, if anybody can get on this campus, we can't do any more than, what we can do.
This vigil to protest gun violence comes in the wake of a shooting of a young man on campus about a week and a half ago. The young man was killed. Students say they don't feel safe and something needs to change now.
Guns is not the answer. If I have a disagreement with you, I shouldn't have to go and grab my gun just to settle my dispute with you. So if we can learn to communicate on a positive level, I think that would be a great takeaway from this. Because like I said, taking guns off the streets is a bigger battle. But knowing how to communicate with others, knowing how to settle your arguments and your disagreements with somebody can definitely lower the number in gun violence.
But the students aren't the only ones ready for change. Others have also come out to show their support.
And we say Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. I came out to support students who actually want to do something about gun violence. It's a problem, and it's a problem we need to address. Well, the first thing is that we have young people standing up and taking responsibility for the changes that need to be made. What we can do about it is pass legislation that's going to be protection for society from very irresponsible gun laws.
The event ends with a candlelit march to the western gate of the campus. Protesters say they know this protest isn't enough to change everything, but it could be a meaningful beginning. On the Savannah State campus, I'm Typhani Gray for News 96. Diabetes. It's a problem we've known about for a long time, but causing more trouble than ever, especially for people of color. Recent research says that diabetes is the third leading killer of Americans. More than 29 million people have contracted this disease, and there are many factors which determine whether you get this disease. Diet is just one of them.
You can go to the corner store and buy a 32-ounce soda for next to nothing. That soda is full of so many sugars that in turn makes your body use a lot of insulin and causes weight gain, which then causes resistance to your insulin.
African Americans have a higher rate of diabetes than whites and possibly more complications. But at St. Joseph's Candler Hospital, they're working to put an end to this.
Our diabetes program here, actually we see patients who have recently been diagnosed with diabetes. People have had diabetes for a long time. We see younger people with type 1, which is more of the juvenile diabetes, and we also see people with type 2.
There are many solutions to this dilemma. One of the best, good old-fashioned exercise.
Exercise is one of our most underutilized medicines that we have, and exercise will hit so many different parts of the body and make your heart stronger. It makes depression better, and it helps with diabetes.
I'm Typhani Gray for News 96. Summer insects like mosquitoes thrive in the heat, and on a campus like Savannah State, mosquitoes and gnats can be your worst enemy. There are lots of good reasons to protect yourself from these pests.
If you protect yourself, then you're less likely to encounter a problem with a mosquito-borne illness such as West Nile, which can happen in our area.
And while we all know mosquitoes are a part of nature and a fact of life, there are actually ways to make sure there are fewer of the insects near your home and family. One of the places you'll really notice the mosquitoes is out here at the marsh at Savannah State University. But county officials say even here there are ways to keep the bites to a minimum.
You need to drain anywhere that can capture water or hold water. That includes things like children's kiddie pools and bird baths. You need to drain those. You can put fresh water in them, but you don't want that water to stand for more than 2 or 3 days at a time.
And finally, you're going to be a lot more comfortable and less annoyed if you can keep the insects off your body.
Cover yourself up. Use the repellent with DEET. If you are adverse to using something like DEET, there are several different organic items that you can use, like eucalyptus and lemongrass. There are several different products out there.
I'm Tiffany Gray for News 96.